Let's go.
My check, my check. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome in. Hello, hello. I think my audio messed up. Let me see real quick what I can do.
Grab your
My check, my check. There we go. Perfect. Welcome in, chat. Welcome in. We'll be starting shortly. Alrighty, chat. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's everyone doing, chat? Welcome in. It's Ram. Gonna call me Average and Nick. Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully, you guys are doing amazing. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. Happy weekend. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for the likes. I really do appreciate each and one of y'all support. If you guys don't know, I've been telling you guys for the past few days. Some of you guys have told yesterday. We do got a sponsor stream today. Today we'll be doing a 2-hour live stream of a game called OMEA. For those guys that don't know what OMEA is, it is a RPG style game where you make choices, where you build your own story. All of your choices matter. You interact with a game master that is powered by AI. We could either talk to it or we can type with our keyboard so that we can interact with to make different choices. I'm gonna be needing y'all's help today to give me some prompts or some ideas of things to reply to based on where we want the story to go. If you guys don't want to check out the game, you can click the pinned comment, or the description also has the link. I believe that on YouTube Shorts live streams you can't click links, but if you do want to click the link, let me know. I'll make you moderator so you can click it, or you can just go to Steam and check out the game. It is a demo at the moment. The game will be released, I believe, 2026, so hopefully here soon. If you guys do want to check out the game, it's called OMEA. Download the demo and check out the game. I only have access to one story, which is the only one you can also play on the demo. So if you do want to check it out, we'll be playing the same game mode. If you do also want to add it to your wish list, that'd be really nice. And also remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and follow me on all of my social medias at the Potato King. What we're gonna start off with is gonna be, I'm gonna play the trailer for the game so you guys can have an idea of what we're gonna be doing completely. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of the descriptions of the game on Steam. It says, your worlds shape the adventure. OMEA is a revolutionary AI-powered narrative game where your personal game master responds to everything you write. No menus, no limits. Just type and forge your own legend across fantasy, sci-fi, mystery, and beyond. So the story mode we're gonna be playing, it's a like a medieval Viking style Odin type of story. There is a lot of different ones that we don't have access to, but eventually when the game comes out, you will be able to play different modes. So let's play the trailer so you guys can check it out. I don't know how loud it'll be. I'll tune it for you guys, and you guys can just follow along. But yeah, big shout out to OMEA. Appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity, and of course, big shout out to the developers. Let's put it in full screen.
OMEA, the future of narrative gaming.
Well chosen. Stand here and freeze, or move.
I search the beach for anything useful and start a fire.
By Thor's hammer, how are we alive?
Throw me a line or come down and pull me up.
If you turn on me, Gunner will split your skull.
I go for a sneak attack. I throw a crab at the bandit.
I can't see! My eyes! Burning ash!
3 against 2. And you threw dinner at us.
I ask Torolf about the beast.
The one that walks like a man, but tears like a wolf.
So we fight our way past a monster to cross ice that's breaking apart? Sounds like a proper Viking ending.
It's here. I see the eyes.
For the mainland! Kill it!
The beast crouches, muscles coiling like springs under matted fur. It roars, a sound that shakes the marrow in your bones, and charges.
Fenrir's child is fed. The island keeps what Odin sends it.
Can you survive Odin's trial? Play free demo on Steam. Wishlist now. More adventures are coming. The Lust Vigil, fantasy, dark mystery, dungeon crawl. East of Trust, Cold War, Berlin 1977, spy thriller. Echoes in the Abyss, hard sci-fi, dystopian, investigation. Below, Lovecraft. Cosmic horror, expedition. Infectious, post-apocalypse, psychological horror, moral ambiguity. Weremere, Slavic folk horror, Dark Ages, pagan rites. Purple Blades, hard sci-fi. Sandbox, heist. Coming 2026.
Alrighty, Chad. That is the trailer. Big W's, y'all. Big W's. Again, we're only gonna be playing the. It's called the. Where's it at? I don't see it, but we'll see right now. We'll see right now. All right, pretty good. Go ahead and launch the game. Get in there. Let's get in there. What's going on though, Rams? Thank you for the lurk, brother. I appreciate that. Nick, we won't be playing Call of Duty right now, but probably later today, but maybe not. Like I said, I don't really play Call of Duty as much. Yesterday was a special occasion type of thing. OMEA, click anywhere to start. We're gonna be playing Odin's Trials. The storm took your ship. You wake up alone on a frozen shore. If find a way off before the cold or something worse claims you. So now that I think about it, it's a like a Viking folklore type of game story. So it says it's a survival horror Viking sandbox. So that is what the story is about. And as you guys saw, there's many more stories. We just don't have access to it on the demo. So right now I can only show you guys Odin's Trial. And also, I believe we're gonna forge our own character, but we need the barcode. It's gonna build a character for me. I can make a pre-made, but you know what? We're gonna go a little bit above and beyond and make our own character. Let's see what type of character it gives me. It is forging my hero. Hey, yo, what the hell? It gave me my it put the mole right here, bro. That is crazy. That's actually really cool. I got my mole right here. I have like a light wannabe mustache. And it actually did that, bro. What the hell? What the mic check, mic check. I need to be careful, y'all, with my soundboard, my mixer. No, whoa. No, that was a good character. Oh, no. It's because the thing is that when I... Oh, okay, Chad. I need to not mess with my mixer. For some reason, the connections to the mixer have been acting up. I I don't know why the mixer has been like really weird. If I like click on something, it disconnects for some reason and it messes up all of my audio. Oh, that character was good though, Chad. No way. I actually like that character. That was a good character. Hopefully, I don't think it saves it. I don't think it'll save the pictures I took. But that was such a good character. Hopefully it does it again. Alright, I'm not gonna mess with the mixer, bro. That was... It literally shut everything off. Not the game, but like it shut my audio. I need to make sure I don't mess with my mixer. I'll just leave it how it is. Alright, it's a little bit different. I think I like the other one more, but well, you know what? We'll keep it. It actually put the same hairstyle. That's pretty cool. So I get some attributes. I get 2 in mental, 3 in physical, 1 in social. My abilities, I get 2 in athletics, 2 in combat, 3 in endurance, 1 in insight, 2 points into intimidation, 0 points into lore, 2 into precision, 0 into persuasion, and 1 into survival. I can't mess with the like my own. I can't build it myself just yet. I think it's because it's the demo. It says the storm took everything: your ship, your shield, brothers, and most of your money. You woke up half frozen on the strange shore, rigid by wreckage and the dead. You know only 2 things: you are a raider, and you have a home worth returning to. Everything else, names, faces, and the shapes of the hall, slips through your fingers like meltwater. Ahead lies an island of frozen forests and jagged cliffs, and the promise of a long, cold death. Something watch from your shadows. Something watches from the shadows. Survive it and remember who you are, and find your way home. Here we go, chat. Pretty good. Welcome in Enrage. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. Welcome in Oni. How you been, Loney? Hopefully you're having an amazing day. No Warzone at the moment, Preston. That's the interest of the story.
Finally. I am Hugin. Thought. Yours specifically. The only part of your mind Odin left you. Your memory waits across this island. My brother Munin. Reach the frozen passage before the blood moon peaks. Or remain nothing. One problem. Fenrir's child guards the passage. Tonight it hunts the whole island. Can you outrun a god's wolf?
Hell yeah. Welcome in though, y'all. Welcome in, Oni. Hopefully you're having an amazing day today, brother. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Give me
Your
a
legs obey, but sluggishly. The cold has settled into your joints, turning them to rust. You stand, and the wind hits you like a stone wall. Your soaked clothes cling to your skin, sucking the heat from your bones. Around you, the shore is a graveyard of timber and flesh. The Drakar's ribs jut from the black rocks like the bones of some great leviathan. Further down the beach, pale shapes lie motionless in the foam. Your shield brothers, claimed by the sea.
GG's. GG's, my comrades.
The sun hangs pale and low to the south, casting long, cold shadows. To the north, the cliffs.
Let's bump it up real quick.
rise higher, a steep path winding up toward the high fjords. South, the shore curves away toward what might be a beach. East, the forest looms dark and dense at the top of a rocky slope.
Cold? Good. Means the fire still burns in you, though not for long if you stand there shivering like a wet dog. There is a trail of blood leading up the rocks, and wreckage scattered everywhere. Choose quickly, survivor. The sun does not wait for the frozen.
I'm doing really good, Enrage. Appreciate you asking. I'm glad you're chilling, Oni. We're doing pretty good as well. We're just chilling. We're checking out this game called OMEA. This is the demo, but this game does have like various of like different stories. Right now, we only have access to one, so we're playing. It's called Odin's Trials. But I'm doing pretty good, man. Appreciate that. What is this game about? It's an RPG, which means role play. It's a narrative game where you interact with the story, where you make your own choices. You have a game master, which is a AI narrator, which is the one that was reading. And then right now, I have to make my own choices. You guys are gonna help me, make decisions and input some prompts, and we'll see where the story takes us. But overall, it's an interesting game. I've never played games like this. I play narrative games and RPGs, but not specifically with like an AI style game, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Like a genre like this. So we'll check it out. It should be interesting. Yeah. So let's look at some of these stuff here. So we can look at our map. We have a map. This is the places that we have traversed or discovered. And then we have character. This is my stats and equipment, my backstory and my abilities. And then we got a backpack. In our backpack, aka our inventory, we have a sealskin pouch, a hand axe, and clothing that is soaked. When we click on this, it gives us a little bit of the description of our items. And then we got our glossary, which is our stories. This is the character. The crow, his name is Huggin or Uggin. I'm not quite sure if I pronounce the H or not. Then we have our different locations, like the forest, the high fjord, the beach. And then we got a little bit of lore, like the lore for the Vikings, the Valkyries, Valhalla, Thor, my Shield brothers, different runes, the raids, Loki, Odin, Ragnarok, Jarl, Hypothermia. So it gives us a little bit of details if we need some guidance. So right now it says there is a trail of blood leading up to the rocks, a wreckage scattered everywhere. Choose quickly, survivor. The sun does not wait for the frozen. We can speak to it or we can type to it. So let's try the voice real quick. Actually, let's type something. I am cold and shivering. Let's look for warmth. And warmth by making a fire to dry off our robes. We look for sticks or dry sticks and rocks to create a spark. We just gotta let it like process now.
You scramble over the black rocks, fingers numb and clumsy, gathering dry twigs from the lee of the wreckage and scraps of half-burnt timber from the Drakar's ribs. The wind cuts through your wet wool, but the promise of heat drives you. You pile the wood near a sheltering rock, creating a small nest of kindling and larger logs. Now you need a spark, You scan the shore bodies lie scattered in the foam, their gear washing in the tide. One nearby corpse wears a belt pouch, the leather dark with seawater. You crouch beside it, breath
I think we
steaming,
found something, y'all.
and rummage through the pouch.
Yeah, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. Basically you kind of interact, you kind of give an idea of like what you want to do, and you roll dice based on the not percentage, but like the probability of something happening. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I could imagine it's something like this, which is really cool. Like you said, you have a game master. I believe in Dungeons and Dragons, there's one specific person giving like different tracking stats, reacting to what you say, and stuff like that. All right, it says find flint and steel to ignite the fire. So we're gonna roll our dice. This is a 4+ difficulty here. We're gonna go ahead and roll the dice, see if we can find a flint and steel. Critical failure. So we failed. That's not good. I guess we're gonna, should we try to add so look, we got story points on the top left corner. We have 3 story points. This allows us to increase our success chance. I feel like if we manage to get dry, and that's probably gonna give us a higher chance of surviving. It did say it was cold, you're shivering, so probably staying dry is a pretty good like way to start this off. What do y'all think? We add a story point to try to get the fire going, and hopefully the next roll we get we manage to start the fire, or we just kind of keep going and we'll see what else we find. What do y'all think? What would y'all do? Let me know quickly. All right, I didn't get a response, so we're gonna go ahead and accept the critical failure.
Your fingers are stiff sausages, clumsy and thick as you tear at the frozen leather of the pouch. The corpse's gear is a solid block of ice and salt. You pry it open, desperate, but inside there is only a rusted iron ring and a handful of frozen slime. No flint, no steel. The wind howls, mocking your effort, and the precious little heat you had left in your hands bleeds away into the black rock. You shiver violently, your teeth chattering so hard your jaw aches. The cold isn't just outside anymore. It's curling around your spine. A heavy, sluggish weight that makes thinking difficult.
Damn. Damn. So we got our status. We got hypothermic. I think we should have put in an extra.
Brilliant. You've managed to get colder while standing next to a pile of dry wood.
Damn.
Perhaps try the other bodies. Or maybe you prefer turning into an ice sculpture.
We should have started the fire somehow. We'll as we traverse, we'll try to find it.
Shifts on his perch, feathers unruffled by the gale. Around you, the dead lie scattered, a dozen chances for salvation, or just more frozen meat. The sun crawls across the sky, indifferent. You need heat, and you need it soon, or the cold will claim you before the beast ever gets the chance.
It says you need heat. You need it soon, or the cold will claim your. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now, since we can't find the fire, at least since we can't start the fire, we find a near cave maybe, or rocks that block the wind, and we for a moment take our hands and shirt off, and what is the word that I'm looking for? Kind of like when you like scrunch your clothes to like drip it out of water. It says our pants and shirt, and dry them off by, we're gonna say, squeezing out some of the water.
You scramble over the slick black rocks, searching for any break in the wind's relentless assault. You find a shallow depression behind a jagged section of the Drakar's hull. Not true shelter, but enough to take the edge off the gale. Your fingers fumble at the laces of your tunic and trousers, numb and stiff as frozen fish. You strip, the air hitting your bare skin like 1,000 knives, and immediately begin wringing the water from your wool. A stream of icy seawater
Wringing is the
splashes
word.
onto the rocks, steaming slightly in the cold. The relief is instant. The heavy, sodden weight lightens in your hands, but the cost is immediate too. Your skin pimpling, turning blue, the shivering turning into violent convulsions that rattle your teeth. You are exposed, vulnerable, and the heat is bleeding out of you faster than ever.
Ah, yes. The naked strategy. Very bold. The wolves will appreciate the view before they eat you.
Okay, buddy.
You have perhaps a minute before your muscles lock up. Can you dress before you freeze solid?
Oh my! I think the best one would have been the first one where we should have started the fire and we should have used our story points. But let's see what we get here. I'm not sure how the dice work, by the way. It says of wringing the shirt and pants, I believe is the English word. That's what I'm thinking, but in English I haven't heard the word wringing. But now we know. I mean, honestly, in Spanish, I don't actually know the word either. So, also, Oni, can you explain to me how the point system works for like dice? Cause I don't know how I'm like adding or subtracting stuff. I don't know whether maybe the highest point and the lowest point is counted. Cause to me, 5 is more than 1, but I don't know how this works. So we won't be able to put our clothes back up in less than a minute. I'm not gonna waste a story point on this, because honestly I would have put it on the first one, which was start the fire. We're gonna go ahead and accept it.
Your hands betray you. The cold has turned your fingers into stiff, useless claws that refuse to grip the wool. You fumble for the tunic, but your arm spasms, a violent shiver that jerks the fabric from your grasp.
It tumbles into the slush at your feet. You lunge for it, but your legs give way. The numbness has crept into your thighs, turning them to lead. You crash to your knees on the freezing rock, gasping, the air knifing into your lungs. You claw at your clothes, forcing your limbs into the damp wool with desperate, jerky movements. It takes an eternity, and you are shivering so hard you can barely breathe. But finally you are
Yes, sir. Vamos!
Wet fabric clings to you, no warmer than before, but at least the wind cannot flay the skin from your bones directly. Your teeth chatter like a skull's rattling teeth.
Hypothermia worsening. Fumbling fingers.
That was pathetic to watch. You're blue as a drowned thrall. If you stay here much longer, you won't need a fire. You'll just be another rock for me to perch on. Perhaps try moving. Heat comes from motion, or so I've heard.
The raven hops closer, tilting his head. The sun is past its peak now, shadows stretching long across the black rocks. The cold is a weight pressing down on you, dulling your thoughts. You need to move, to find shelter or a source of heat, or this trial ends before it truly begins.
Oh, no, we gotta
The
get
blood
going,
trail
bud.
still stains the rocks nearby, leading up the cliff. To the south, the beach might offer driftwood or shelter. North, the high fjords promise higher ground and perhaps a cave.
We don't need a cave. Chat, where do y'all want to go? Do you guys want to go towards the cliff? It says the blood trails still stains the rocks nearby, leading up to the cliff. To the south is the beach, which might offer driftwood or shelter. To the north, high fjord promises higher grounds and perhaps a cave. There's no point in going to the cave if we probably won't make it to the cave if we're cold or without food. I think the best thing is to go to the beach and try to find driftwood and shelter, but what do you guys think? Or what else? What else can we do around this area? What else can we do? I mean, we already looked into we scattered through our comrades and we did find some stuff like flint and I believe wood to start a fire, but it said it was frozen in a block of ice. So the only thing oh, also there's 3 different options. There's the keyboard, there is suggestions, and there is my voice. So for suggestions, it says force your stiff leg to move and follow the blood trail up the cliff. Head south towards the beach to search for shelter or dry wood. Or we can just try to speak to it. Even with hypothermia, I decide to force myself to make my way towards the south, towards the beach, and look for a bit of driftwood and any other tools that I can use to make a shelter and fire. Even with hypothermia, I decided to force myself to make my way towards the south, towards the beach, and look for a bit of driftwood and other tools I can use to make shelter and fire. That's really cool, chat. That is really cool. And I can edit it if I want to. So if you don't feel like typing, you can kind of interact with it just by talking, which is really cool. That's actually really nice. Yeah, it's like it takes away from typing, and you don't lose that immersion, I think. All right, we went south towards the beach. We got a new location discovered, which is the beach.
The path south levels out, the sharp black rocks giving way to shifting sand that crunches under your boots. The wind here is differentless, a knife, more a heavy, wet hand that presses you down. The beach stretches out before you, a wide curve of gray-gold sand littered with debris. Tidal pools glint like scattered mirrors, trapped in the hollows of the shore. Driftwood is everywhere, piled in ragged heaps against the high tide, line-bone dry branches and planks torn from ships, waiting for a spark. To the southwest, the beach narrows toward a rocky point. North, the path climbs back toward the fjords. East, snow heaps grow thicker, blocking the way inland.
Not right now, Preston. Like I talked to you guys
Something
yesterday.
catches your eye near the waterline, a shape half buried in the sand and foam. You stumble closer, legs heavy with cold. A man lies there, trapped under a heavy section of a hull. His skin is waxen, lips blue, chest barely moving. He wears the salt-stained wool of a Northman, a sea axe knife at his belt. He is alive, but only just The heat is leaving him with every breath.
Another one? Odin must be feeling sentimental today. He won't last the hour without fire. You have the wood. You have the spark.
The raven lands on the driftwood pile nearby, watching you with those obsidian eyes. The man shivers violently, a weak rattling sound in his throat. The sun hangs lower now, the shadows stretching long across the sand. You are freezing, he is dying, and the wood is dry.
I mean, if we help this guy, he might be able to help us somehow. I don't think this guy is like part of our crew, right? The path, the beach stretches out before you, a wide curve of gray gold sands litters with debris. Tidal pools glint with scattering mirrors, trapping the hollow of the shore. Driftwood is everywhere, piled in ragged heaps against the high tide. Limebone, dry branches, and planks torn from the ship, waiting for a spark. To the southwest, the beach then narrowed towards a rocky point. North, to the path climbs back towards the forge. East, snow heaps grow thicker and blocking the way inland. Something catches your eye near the waterline, a shape half buried in the sand and foam. You stumble closer, legs heavy with cold. A man lies there trapped under a heavy section of hull. Wait, this might actually be somebody from my, I guess, from my crew. He has a salt-stained wool of a Northman. Wait, what if I click these blue? Oh, this is a little bit of lore. A CX knife, a short Viking knife, single edge bone handle. That's actually pretty nice. And then, like, if I click on Eden, the All-Father, Chief of the Gods, the One-Eyed Wanderer. All right, I'm gonna need some more time to kind of think about. Here, actually, we'll just talk and also, it says I looked it up. It says it's best to refill when gaining a 1. Reroll, not refill. Okay, the points are different in D&D. I'm not sure. It seems like 1 was a critical failure, so you cannot roll a 1. The points. Okay, wait. The points are different in D&D. So I'm not sure. It seems like 1 causes a critical failure, so you cannot roll a 1. Also, I looked it up. If it says it is best to re-roll when getting a 1. Okay. So we could re-roll sometimes. The only problem is that when we re-roll, we use one of our story points. So I don't know if you guys can see up here. It says story points. And then we have 3 story points. The story points are limited resources you can spend in 3 ways. During a dice test, to reroll all of your dice, or add a 1 automatic success, or outside of dice, to rewind the saga by one of your declarations. Via the rewind button on the twirl, use them when a moment really matters. They do not replenish in this slice of the saga. Got it. So we gotta be careful. Like, I think we should have re-rolled at the beginning to start the fire. But at the same time, there's different difficulties. So 4 plus difficulty is probably pretty tough to like get through. I might have to use all of my story points. So right now, here, let's type some of our thoughts. As I see the guy barely breathing, I take it upon myself to help him out and take him somewhere close around the shoreline where there isn't Too much wind. As I see his knife, I take it to cut down some of the driftwood and make it into Chad, what is the word timber? Into timber. Timber is the word. Into timber. I use his knife against a rock to scrape it and create a spark to ignite a fire. Right? You guys think we should do that? Yeah, for the firewood have been the best. Now we're rolling with the punches. I know we're getting punched down. So look, our status is at the top right corner up here. It says we're hypothermic. We got wet clothes. No name, no memory, fumbling fingers. Can we click on this? We can. Okay, that just tells us a little bit about our character. What else can we do, Chad? Any other ideas you guys want me to input? Right now, what I said, I'm assuming if we help this guy's gonna help us back somehow in the future, rather than we just leaving him there. So we are gonna help him out. We're gonna pick him up, take him somewhere where there's less wind, a little bit further away from the shoreline. We're gonna take his knife and we're gonna go get some driftwood, cut it down into smaller pieces to make some tinder or timber, I believe. And we're gonna use a rock to scrape it against the knife to try to create a spark. That is what I put right now. I think that's pretty solid. Let's just do it. I think we'll try to roll for that. That's probably gonna be pretty difficult.
You grab the man under the arms, his weight dead and heavy, and drag him across the sand toward a cluster of rocks that breaks the wind. His head lolls, lips blue, breath shallow and rattling. You lay him in the lee of the stones, then unbuckle his belt. The leather is stiff with salt, but the sea-axe knife slides free, the iron pitted but sharp. You turn to the driftwood pile, snapping dry branches into manageable lengths, and building a small nest of tinder and splinters. The sun is dipping lower, the air growing colder. You kneel before the wood, knife in one hand, a jagged rock in the other. You strike the steel spine of the knife against the stone. Once.
Come on, baby.
Twice.
We need fire. Come on, Papa.
Nothing but a dull click. You strike harder, desperate, your numb fingers slipping on the hilt. A spark jumps, tiny, fleeting, and dies in the wind before it can touch the tinder.
Damn. So we got another chance here. This one's a difficult 5. So this one's even tougher. Ignite the fire before the cold claims you both. We're gonna go ahead and roll the dice. Yes, sir. I think you're right, though, Oni. I think, like you said, we don't want a number 1. Yeah, like you said, that is a critical failure. Hell yeah, baby. We got a fire. Let's go. Shoo!
You strike again, the steel spine of the sea-axe biting into the stone. And this time a shower of sparks erupts.
Yes, sir.
Bright orange stars that land in the dry tinder. You blow gently, shielding the fragile glow with cupped hands. And a flame curls to life, licking at the splinters. You feed it carefully, adding small twigs, then larger branches, until a steady crackle.
Hell yeah.
The heat hits you like a physical blow, driving back the numbness in your fingers and toes.
You drag the unconscious man closer to the blaze, wrapping him in his own cloak and yours, letting the warmth seep into his frozen bones.
Hell yeah.
The color slowly returns to his waxen skin. His breathing steadies, the rattle in his chest fading into a deep, rhythmic intake of air.
We got a fire, baby. Vamos. Oh yeah, yes sir.
I thought the sea took you.
Nah, I got you, Mr. Scout.
And yet here you are, two drowned rats warming their paws. Don't get too comfortable. The sun is sinking, and the shadows are getting hungry.
Leaf pushes himself up on one elbow, his sharp eyes scanning the beach, then settling on you. He recognizes you, a shield brother from the raid, a face from the life before the storm. He offers a weak nod, gratitude mixed with the grim understanding of survivors.
Nice. Okay,
The
so
fire
he
burns
was
bright
my
between
shield
them,
brother.
a small circle of light in the growing gray of the afternoon. The cold is held at bay for now, but the wind still howls outside your shelter, and the island feels vast and empty around you.
All right, so we're chilled now. We're not hypothermic. We are getting warmed. That's really good. No war zone at the moment, Preston. All right, so Leaf joins my side now, Chad. We have a companion, we have a comrade, we have one of my shield brothers. Yeah. Okay, so me and Leaf, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Me and Leaf warm. Me and Leaf sit around the fire for a few minutes to warm up and dry our clothes. I asked the Leaf what happened to us and our ship. How did we get here? Yeah, get warmed up is important. If you have any ideas or anything you want me to input in here, Oni, you're more than welcome to give me some prompts. I asked Leave what happened to us and our ship. How did we get here? I asked him to help me find other survivors and scan the shore for any tools and food and clothing to give us a higher chance of survival. I asked Leaf if he knows my name. Wait, do I actually know my name? Oh no, it says I'm the chosen. A good one. I asked Leaf if he knows my name. And if he could help me remember my past. Before the wreckage. Oh, that's good. Vamos! That's good. I mean, we might have a name. We'll see, though.
The fire crackles, sending up a thin line of smoke that the wind immediately tears apart. You sit close, the heat slowly driving the numbness from your fingers and toes. Your clothes steam as they dry, the heavy wool slowly losing its icy bite. Leaf rubs his hands together, his color returning, though his eyes still hold the shadow of the cold.
We were raiding Northumbria, Jarl Thorfinn's ships. The storm came from nowhere. Thor's hammer striking the sea. The Drakkar, it just broke apart. I woke under this timber. You don't remember? You are Odd, one of Thorfinn's best. We drank together in Jorvik before the raid. Others might be alive.
Hell yeah, I'm one of the best.
They could have washed them anywhere. We should search. Look there, in the pools.
Leaf points toward the tidal pools glittering in the dying light. You stand and walk the shoreline, scanning the debris. The sea has been generous in its cruelty. You find several crabs scuttling in the shallow water, their shells clicking. A tangle of edible seaweed lies draped over a rock.
Nice, we got
dark
seaweed
and slick.
and we got
Further up,
crabs.
A large piece
Maybe we
of
can make a
dry
nice little
driftwood
stew.
is wedged between two stones. Solid fuel for the fire.
All right, so we got edible seaweed, driftwood, and crabs. Hell yeah. And our name is... where's our name? Others might be alive. The currents, they could have washed them anywhere. We should research and look there in the pools. I meant odd. Odd. Am I saying that right? Odd or oud? You're gonna play some FC? Hell yeah, average. I hope you enjoy. Get some wins, Papa. So my name is Odd. But if we go to our character, does it say our name now? No. Alright though, but we know our name and we know our story. We were raiding when Thor's hammer struck us. And our ship got broken up into pieces. This is one of our comrades. And myself, Odd. It's one of his best soldiers. Let's go. All right, before we look for our here, we're gonna speak to it. Before we look for our comrades, our shield brothers, we decide to make a stew out of the crabs and edible seaweed. We ignite the fire, burning it, letting it burn longer with the dry driftwood, but also saving some for the road for the trip. Before we look for our comrades, our shield brothers, we decide to make a stew out of the crabs and edible seaweed. We ignite the fire, letting it burn longer with the dry driftwood, but also saving some for the road or the trip. That sounds pretty damn good, chat. I won't be playing Warzone today. I don't think so, Preston. I don't think so.
You feed the fire with the dry driftwood, watching the flames catch and climb. The heat pushes back the afternoon chill. A small circle of life in the gray waste. Leif takes the sea axe knife and cracks the crabs open with practiced efficiency, tossing the shells into the fire where they pop and hiss. You boil the seaweed and crab meat in a hollowed rock, the smell of salt and cooking meat filling the air. It is a meager meal, but to starving bellies, it tastes like a feast from Valhalla.
Yeah, yeah.
Better than the slop we ate on the ship. You remember the feast in Jorvik? The roasted boar? Seems a lifetime ago.
Touching, truly. But while you two reminisce about dead pigs, the sun is still sinking. The shadows are getting longer.
You eat in silence, the warmth spreading through your limbs. When the fire is burned down to coals, you gather the remaining dry driftwood, tucking it into your belts and packs for the road ahead. The wind is picking up, carrying the scent of snow and something else. The musk of a predator, faint but unmistakable on the breeze.
All right, so you consume the crabs and the seaweed. We got full bellies now. We did save some driftwoods for the travel. Any of you guys want to give me a prompt? I'll give you guys you know, some time to type it out, and then I'll copy and paste it in here, and we'll see where it takes us. You can be, you know, you can meme, you can troll, you can whatever you might decide to do with the next step of the story. I am totally fine with that. So if you decide you want to make a surfboard and maybe go fishing in the sea or whatever you might want to do, I am totally down with that. The food smells says, the food smell attracting animals probably. I believe so. I feel like since we're it's winter, I feel like around this area we're probably gonna find some sort of wolves or a wolf pack. So I'll let you guys decide. I'll whatever you guys want to type it in. I'll copy it and I'll put it into the prompt in here. I'll give you guys some time. If you guys rather me do it, let me know and then I'll do it myself. But I'll give you guys a good, you know, 3-5 minutes to come up with a prompt that we can put in here, and you guys can decide where the story takes us next. Meanwhile, we'll put a little bit of, you know, Viking music. Hey, the game is really cool, yo. I'm enjoying this. Again, chat, big shout out to OMEA for allowing us to stream this game for 2 hours. I really do appreciate the opportunity, allowing small content creators like me to, you know, showcase your game. I think it's really cool so far, and I'm enjoying it very much. And again, if you guys want to check it out, you guys can check it out on Steam. Oh, una hora. Yeah, my camera is off. Let me know. Let me see if it lets me copy and paste things from the chat. It does. If you guys write a prompt, I can put it in there. I'll give you guys another minute or two to come up with something. I want to allow you guys to interact as well with the story. Also, our status changed. We are healthy and we are alert. Hell yeah. You know what? At the same time, us not starting the fire at the beginning was probably a good thing, because we managed to start the fire here. Is my comrade armed? Let's see. I believe so. Yeah, the only thing he had was he has a Seox knife. He has a knife, not like I have a hand axe, but he has a knife only. So he is armed, but with only like a regular knife. Let's say for like gutting a fish or something like that. I mean, you can still use it for defense purposes, but it's not like a sword or anything. Yeah, so he has a Seox knife. A short Viking knife, single edge, a bone handle. That's what he had. And he also had that's all he had on him, a belt. He has a belt. Okay, so I would say have him search while you guard him against any enemies. All right. Yo, Kozak, thank you so much for the likes. As you feel as you feel the presence of something lingering around the area from the smell area, lingering around the area, being attracted to your location from the aroma of the sea stew you cooked on the hollow rock. You tell Leaf that you will guard him with your life as he takes the duty of scouting and searching the area for other shield soldiers at the tide pools. As you travel to this location, you look for other things that can be of use to both of y'all. You travel quietly to not call more attention. You travel sneakily. Try and not attract more attention. There you go. So that's what I put. All right. Welcome in outer space. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. ¿Puedo prender la cámara? Not there, no.
You signal Leaf with a sharp gesture, pressing a finger to your lips. He nods, understanding the need for silence, and moves with practiced grace, hugging the shadow of the dunes. You follow, keeping low, your eyes scanning the tree line and the rocks for any sign of movement.
The smell of the stew lingers, but the wind is with you, carrying it out to sea rather than inland. You reach the tidal pools, a labyrinth of shallow water and black stone, the air alive with the skittering of crabs and the cry of gulls.
Tracks here. Boot prints. 2 sets. Heading toward the rocks. Fresh. Maybe an hour old.
Leaf points to a patch of damp sand where distinct impressions mark the ground. They lead toward the jumbled stones at the base of the cliffs, then fade into the wind-scoured debris. You search the pools carefully, turning over stones and peering into the seaweed. Besides the crabs and shellfish, you spot a piece of kelp rope tangled around a rock, surprisingly intact. Further along, a smooth stone the size of a fist lies half buried, good for a sling or a hammer.
2 sets of
Not
tracks,
bad, not bad.
but only 1 survivor here. Math was never my strong suit. Or perhaps 1 set belongs to something that doesn't leave tracks anymore.
The Raven watches from a piece of driftwood, his head tilted as he studies the footprints. The afternoon light is fading, the shadows stretching long across the sand. The tracks lead toward the rocky point to the southwest, a dead end of stone and crashing waves. If there are survivors there, they are trapped.
All right. How am I doing? I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much, Outer Space. How are you, man? You're enjoying your weekend? You're having a good little Saturday? maybe a little bit of gaming. If you are gaming, what games are you playing today? Thank you for tuning in, man. We're playing a game called OMEA. It's a RPG narrative game, which actually only provided a good like example of what type of game this is. This is like a Dungeons and Dragon type of style like genre. It's really cool. You interact with a narrator, which is powered by AI, and you interact. I do want to clarify that the game is powered by AI, but the game is not AI made. It's actually made by actual developers. They have like a strict like story like already set. You just kind of interact with it by giving it different prompts, and you build like different scenarios based on how you respond, and it has a little bit of like probability of like succeeding and failing on different tasks that you give it, which is pretty cool. All right, so we managed to track 2 pairs of footprints, which are heading up towards the I believe it said towards the cliff. We also found some shellfish. We found mussels and clams for the from the tidal pools. Food if you are desperate enough. So we got a little bit of extra food as well, and we found a kelp rope. It's a braided seaweed, weak but better than nothing. So maybe we can make like a trap with this, or never know what it's looking like. These people might be enemies. We can use this as like handcuffs or to tie something up, an animal or something like that. Pretty good. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we take if you guys have any ideas, like you said, feel free to let me know. Not all good, Oni. All good, brother. No stress. Family is important for sure. Right now, I'll give you a little recap. Once we put in your prompt, we managed to make our way towards the tide pools. We found some. We found a rope, and we also found shellfish, which is like mussels, and we are currently, I believe we can track these footprints and see where they lead us to. And what else did we find? It says the tracks lead towards the rocky point of the southwest, a dead end of the stone and crashing waves. If there is any survivors there, they are trapped. So we're gonna go towards Leaf and me, or I don't know if it's I. Leaf and I decide to traverse towards the it's called southwest of the shore to see if we can find the other survivors and see if they are trapped. Oh, I think we're gonna use the rope to get them out of there. We'll probably pull up there and they're gonna be stuck somewhere. We're gonna use our rope, our kelp rope, to try to get them out of the whatever they're trapped. But the kelp rope is weak, so it might actually snap. We'll see though. We'll see. I think that we'll just give it a simple prompt. They're trapped. As we walk to this area, we are scanning and on high alert for any predators or enemies tracking us. We also look for other tools and weapons, maybe more food to help us survive or help the survivors. We're doing pretty good so far. We're at the beach and it is the afternoon. We're in a brand new location now.
You and Leif move southwest, keeping low, your eyes sweeping the dunes and the tree line. The wind is at your backs now, carrying the scent of salt and rotting kelp.
The beach narrows, the sand giving way to jagged black rocks that jut into the churning sea like broken teeth. The path ends here, a dead end of stone and crashing waves, boxed in by the ocean on one side and sheer cliffs on the other.
Tracks end here. 2 men walked into this trap. Where are they?
Leif crouches by the rocks, studying the scuffed sand. The boot prints are clear here, heading straight toward the water's edge before vanishing. The tide has washed away whatever happened next. You scan the area, your hand resting on the axe at your belt. The rocks are teeming with life. Large crabs scuttle in the spray, and shellfish cling to the stone. A piece of kelp rope lies tangled in the debris, and a sharp shell glints in the foam. But of the survivors, there is no sign. Only the tracks and the sea.
The ocean takes what it wants. Or perhaps something else took them first. The tracks don't show them walking back out.
The raven perches on a high rock, his feathers unruffled by the spray. The sun is dipping lower now, the light turning gold and weak. The shadows are stretching, and the dead end feels less like a refuge and more like a grave. You have food here, and materials, but time is running short. If you stay too long, the dark will claim this beach just as surely as the sea claimed the tracks.
Okay, so we got a new item. We got a sharp shell. The curved shell of a racer clam, longer than your hand, its edge surprisingly clean where it fractured. Barnacles cling to the outer surface, but the inner face gleams like a pearl. It will cut rope, skin, cloth, or anything you might need to cut in an emergency, but it is fragile. Press to hold, twist at the wrong angle, and it shatters your hand, leaving you holding nothing but fragments. A desperate tool for desperate times, useful until you find something better or until it breaks. Maybe we can make some sort of like arrow, but we don't have a bow, so gonna get cold at night, so you gotta find shelter next or a place to stay warm. Okay, that's a good one. Here, I'll speak to it. It might be a little bit quicker. As night comes, me and Leaf decide to look for shelter and start a fire. But meanwhile, it gets dark. We decide to do a quick scan around the area, quickly and promptly, to ensure that we don't get caught outside in the middle of the night in the freezing cold. That's good. I think that was good. As night comes, me and Leaf decide to look for shelter and start a fire. But meanwhile, it gets dark. We decide to do a quick scan around the area, quickly and promptly, to ensure that we don't get caught outside in the middle of the night and freezing cold. Oh, that's good. Yo, big W's to Oni for the prompts. Oni's a professional D&D player. Didn't you? I think I seen you play
The light dies quickly here at the water's edge.
Baldur's
The sun
Gate, right?
sinking below the horizon like a burning ship swallowed by the sea. You and Leaf sweep the rocky point, eyes straining in the gathering gloom. The tide is rising, waves crashing against the black stone with increasing violence. There is no shelter here, only wind, spray, and the cold indifference of the ocean. The tracks you followed end at the water, washed away by the surf. Whatever fate met those men, the sea has covered it.
Nothing here but wet rock and dead ends. We can't sleep in the spray. We need to move back. Find a place with a wall at our backs.
The dark comes fast on this island. And with it, the teeth. Standing here with your back to the open water? That's just offering yourself on a platter.
Leaf is right. The beach end offers no protection from the wind or the things that hunt in the dark. To the north, the path leads back toward the main beach and the cliffs beyond. The wind howls through the rocks, a mournful sound that seems to come from all directions at once. You need to move, and move now, before the last light fails entirely.
Alright, we gotta move fast, y'all. We gotta get out of here. Alright, so we do need to start the fire. And we do also, like you said, we need to find shelter to stay warm. So we need to do that quick. Me and Leaf decide to walk back up north where we find a wall towards our back, and we start a fire immediately before the last light. Me and Leaf decide to walk back up north where we find a wall towards our back, and we start a fire immediately before the last light. Here, we also make once we start our fire, we set a perimeter of around us, like a barricade of sticks and wood logs to block the entry of any predators like wolves or bears, something like that. Up north, they did not mention that they saw any shelters. The only thing that they suggested was to try and have some sort of rock behind our back so that nothing attacks us from the back.
North. The wind at your backs now, pushing you toward the relative shelter of the main beach.
The last light is fading fast, the sky turning a bruised purple as the sun dipped below the horizon. You find a spot against the base of the cliffs, where a natural curve of stone offers protection from the worst of the gale. You feed the dry driftwood from your pack into a small nest of tinder, striking the sea axe against stone until a spark catches. Flames roar to life, casting long, dancing shadows against the rock. Leaf immediately sets to work, dragging larger pieces of driftwood and fallen branches to form a rough semicircle around the fire. It is not a fortress, but it creates a barrier between you and the dark, a line that anything crossing will have to climb over. He piles the logs high, weaving kelp rope through the gaps to bind them together, his movements efficient and practiced.
No.
That will hold against wolves, maybe. If the beast comes,
He used the
wood
kelp
won't
rope.
stop it, but it might slow it down.
I guess it makes sense.
A fence of sticks. How quaint. Still, better than nothing.
The firelight will keep the smaller teeth away. The bigger ones, well, they like the heat.
The fire crackles, sending sparks up into the darkening sky. The barricade is complete.
No.
A rough ring of wood and stone that encloses your small camp. You sit close to the flames, the heat driving back the chill that has settled deep in your bones. The beach is silent now, save for the crash of waves and the wind moaning through the rocks. The night is here.
All right, chat. Let me read this. I missed some of this. I mean, on the bright side, I think that was pretty smart to put like some sort of barricade around our area. I think I've seen enough of like Naked and Afraid where when they make a fire, they usually make some sort of like barricade with sticks around them. So I figure we'll kind of include that in there. So that was pretty good. Yo, welcome in, Nicolas. Welcome in, Nicholas. How you been, brother? Do I play FC Mobile? I do not. I do have it downloaded. Like it's on my phone, but I haven't played it yet. But I do own FC 26 on my PS5. I was gonna buy FC 26 on the computer, but I missed the sale that they had going on yesterday and the days prior. Like maybe while the FIFA World Cup was going on, they have FC. They had it for like $10, and then yesterday they had the game for $17. And then I opened Steam today, and it was back to I think $70. So I think I'm just gonna have to wait. Otherwise, I would have to connect my PS5 to the PC and play that way. But no, not really, Nicholas. How you been though, brother? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. But yeah, Oni, we're still tracking the footsteps. Actually, we are not tracking them anymore. We were. We lost the tracks, I think, at the shore, at Southwest. So we came back up north and we built a shelter. And let's see what it says real quick again. All right. So it will protect us from smaller predators, but it says that the bigger predators do like the heat. So I think at the same time we are gonna get some sort of animal to pull up tonight. We'll see though. It says the fire crackles, sending sparks up to the darkening sky. The barricade is complete, a rough ring of wood and stone that encloses your small camp. You sit close to the flame, the heat driving back the chills that have settled deep in your bones. The beach is silent now, save for the crash of the waves and the wind moaning through the rocks. The night is here. What do we do, Chad? What do we do throughout the night? I think what we need to do throughout the night is me and Leaf will take turns sleeping or like resting. So he'll rest for a little bit and I'll rest. One of us staying alert at all times, rather than both of us going to sleep or both of us staying awake. That can probably create like so we stay restfulness, or we stay rested, and of course we stay alert. What do y'all think? Pretty smart. I think that's a good idea. I think that's what we're gonna do. As night comes, me and Leaf have a plan for the night. We will take turns going to sleep and resting while the other stays awake and alert. We use some of the driftwood to make sure that the fire stays lit throughout the night. And in case of any anything happens, we will wake the other one up to help each other out. I didn't something like that, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. As night comes, me and Leaf have a plan for the night. We will take turns going to sleep and resting while the other one stays awake and alert. We use some of the driftwood to make sure the fire stays lit throughout the night, and in case of anything happens, we will wake the other one up to help each other out. I think that's good. I think we should have put something in there like I think we should have put something in something like have the weapons or axe and knife close to us maybe.
The path from the cliffs levels out, the sharp black rocks giving way to shifting sand that crunches under your boots. The wind here is differentless, a knife, more a heavy, wet hand that presses you down. The beach stretches out before you, a wide curve of gray-gold sand littered with debris. Tidal pools glint like scattered mirrors, trapped in the hollows of the shore. Driftwood is everywhere, piled in ragged heaps against the high tide line-bone dry branches and planks torn from ships, waiting for a spark. To the southwest, the beach narrows toward a rocky point. North, the path climbs back toward the fjords. East, snow heaps grow thicker, blocking the way inland. The sun hangs low, casting long, ember shadows across the sand. The golden hour before the dark. You and Leif set to work immediately, knowing the light won't last. You drag a heavy section of driftwood to the center of a clearing near the cliff base, where the stone curves to provide a windbreak. Leif builds the fire ring, stacking rocks to contain the heat, while you gather fuel. The sea axe strikes flint, and sparks fly. A flame catches, licking at the dry wood, growing quickly into a crackling blaze that pushes back the gathering gloom. Around it, you build a rough barricade of logs and branches, weaving kelp rope through the gaps to bind them together. It is not a fortress, but it is a line.
I'll take the first watch. You sleep. If the beast comes, I'll wake you. Or if the fire dies. That would be worse.
How noble. Trading sleep for death. Don't worry, Survivor. I'll watch over both of you. Someone has to remember who you are.
Leif sits cross-legged by the fire, his back against the barricade, eyes scanning the darkening tree line. You lie down on the sand, close enough to feel the warmth on your face. The fire crackles, a comforting sound in the vast, empty night. The wind howls outside your circle of light, but for now, you are alive.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we decided that I will go to sleep first, and Leaf will stay awake for the first turn. I guess the only thing we can do now is just try to let the night pass. Here, we're gonna put a little prompt in there. Let me think about what we're gonna put in here. As me and Leaf made a plan, I will take rest first, as he does watching for the first part of the night. We keep our weapons close to us to be prepared for any attacks or predators. As I rest, I stay half awake and half asleep just to stay alert. You never can trust somebody fully 100%. Hey, you might not know, Chad. Leaf. Hey, he might try to pull something funny on us. We gotta sleep with one eye closed, one eye open. You know what I mean? You just can't trust everybody. We did help him out, but you never know. At the same time, you're trying to survive. He might just turn his back on us. You never know. As me and Leaf made a plan, I will take rest first, as he does watching for the first part of the night. We keep our weapons close to us to be prepared for any attacks or predators. As I rest, I stay half awake and half asleep just to stay alert. You can never You never can trust somebody fully 100%. I think that's good, y'all. Yeah, we just gotta stay alert, y'all. You never know. We're at sundown now.
The sky burns through salmon and violet, the last light catching crimson on the waves before the sea swallows the sun. You are back on the main beach, the fire crackling between the black rocks, a small circle of warmth in the growing cold.
Leaf sits cross-legged by the flames, his back against the barricade of driftwood, eyes fixed on the darkening tree line.
You lie down on the sand, the hand axe within reach, the sea axe knife tucked under your cheek. The heat feels good, but your muscles remain tense, refusing to uncoil. You drift, half caught between the crackle of the fire and the roar of the surf, never fully surrendering to sleep. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of wind, jerks you back to the surface, eyes scanning the dark.
Rest, Odd. I have the eyes of a hawk. Nothing will reach us without me knowing.
The hawk that nearly froze to death this afternoon. Still, better than sleeping with both eyes closed. The shadows are lengthening, and not all of them cast by the sun.
The firelight dances on Leaf's face, casting flickering orange shadows across his features. He feeds a piece of driftwood into the flames, the sparks spiraling up toward the first stars appearing in the bruised purple sky.
The wind picks up, carrying the scent of salt and pine, and somewhere in the distance, a wolf howls a long, lonely sound that raises the hair on your arms. The barricade holds, a rough ring of wood and stone, but beyond it, the night is vast and empty.
All right, that's the first wolf howl we heard. So we heard a wolf howl now. It's somewhere in the distance. All right, let's see. Yo, thank you for the likes, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the likes over up on TikTok. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. How's your weekend going for you? Welcome in. Are you doing any gaming tonight? All right, we're gonna as we hear the wolf howl at a distance, Leaf wakes me up. I get rattled. At the same time, I clench to my battle axe and I give the knife to Leaf for protection. Something like that. I think that's okay. As we hear the wolves howl at a distance, Leaf wakes me up. I get rattled. At the same time, I clench to my battle axe and give the knife to Leaf for protection. I think that's good. So basically, I wake up, right? Even though I was like half awake, half asleep. But I guess there's no resting now.
The howl cuts through the night, a raw, tearing sound that seems to come from everywhere at once. You are on your feet before you know you moved, heart hammering against your ribs.
The firelight flickers wildly as a gust of wind sweeps down the beach, casting long, dancing shadows that look like grasping fingers. Your hand finds the haft of the axe, the familiar weight grounding you in the chaos of the moment.
Easy, Odd. It's far off. The wind carries sound further than it should.
Leaf hasn't moved from his spot by the fire, but his eyes are fixed on the darkness where the forest meets the sand. You thrust the sea axe knife toward him, hilt first. He takes it without looking, his fingers closing around the leather grip.
2 blades are better than 1, but if it comes close enough to use this, then the fire has already failed.
Generous. Giving away your only bite-sized weapon. Still, the scout looks like he needs the comfort. He's shaking almost as much as you are.
The fire pops and cracks, sending a shower of sparks upward. The howl fades, leaving only the wind and the endless roar of the surf. The barricade of driftwood seems suddenly flimsy against the dark.
Damn, this isn't looking good, y'all. I mean, at least he took the weapons. That's good. What do we have in our backpacks right now? Our inventory. We had an extra item, which was the sharp. We had like a sharp shell somewhere. I talked to Leaf and reassure him that everything would be okay. The priority right now is to stay alert and make sure the fire doesn't turn off. We must add more driftwood. We must add more driftwood to the fire to make it bigger and more intimidating so no predators get close to the fire or our camp. Yeah, it was like a sharp shell. I don't have it no more. I'm guessing we used this somehow. I talked to Leaf and reassure him that everything would be okay. The priority right now is to stay alert and make sure the fire doesn't turn off. We must add more. Oh shoot. We must add more driftwood to make the fire to make it bigger and more intimidating so no predators get close to the fire or our camp. Hey yo, this thing is doing a really great job at like listening and translating, or I don't know what it's called, encoding, or just like prompting for me. I'm actually really surprised on how good it is. um I didn't think it was gonna be like as precise as it is, because honestly I feel like I might be like mumbling or I might be repeating myself sometimes, but it does give like very well put, like logical prompts for me. So I mean, if you don't feel like typing, honestly talking to it is just as good. And also the only difference would be that when you type you have a little bit more time, whether with this you have 30 seconds to give it a prompt, so you have to have like a well thought idea of what you want to say. So that's the only difference, but I think it both work very well. Also, what we could do, we can do we already did some typing with the we did some typing, we did some voice prompts, we haven't done the suggestions. So here we've been live for about an hour and 45 minutes. For the next like 15 to 20 minutes, we'll do the suggested prompts, see what type of prompts it gives us and suggestions. So you guys can have an idea of the different aspects of like ways to like play the game.
You lay a hand on Leaf's shoulder, feeling the tension knotted there. He doesn't look at you, his eyes still scanning the darkness beyond the firelight, but some of the rigidity leaves his frame. You turn to the woodpile, grabbing a thick piece of driftwood and feeding it into the flames. The fire roars in response, the flames climbing higher, casting a wider circle of light against the encroaching dark. The shadows retreat, but only for a moment.
Fire is life. Let it burn high. Do you think the others made it? Inga? She can fight, but the cold...
The Shield Maiden is tough, I'll give her that. But tough doesn't mean lucky. The sea takes the strong and the weak alike.
The fire crackles loudly, a defiant sound against the wind. Sparks fly upward, joining the stars. The heat is intense now, driving back the chill that had settled in your bones.
For a moment, the circle of light feels like a fortress.
We should eat while we can, and sleep. The night is long, Odd.
He really wants us to go to sleep. So we got a new character now. Her name is Inga, a shield maiden. So I think a shield maiden is a warrior that's a girl, basically, or a female. Here, let's try the suggestions now. So eat some of the remaining crab and seaweed to keep your strength up, or take the next watch shift so Leaf can get some rest. Honestly, I think we leave the food for the morning. If we leave the food for the morning, we'll have energy throughout the day, rather than eating it now. Plus, what if we start eating food and there's something out there that's trying to attack us, and then we lose our food? So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and I'll take the next watch, and we're gonna let Leaf, I think it's Leif, get some rest.
You nod to Leaf, taking your place by the fire as he rolls onto his side, pulling his cloak tight around his shoulders. He is asleep almost instantly, his breathing slowing into the deep rhythm of exhaustion. You sit cross-legged, the hand axe across your knees, watching the darkness.
Hell yeah, we got that weapon
The
ready to
fire
go.
crackles, a steady heartbeat in the night. The wind dies down for a moment, leaving only the sound of the waves and the distant, occasional cry of a gull. The stars burn cold and bright above, in different
Sounds good. I think we're doing pretty good so far, Oni.
The scout sleeps, trusting soul, or just too tired to care if he wakes up. The fire holds for now.
Hours bleed together. The fire settles into a bed of glowing coals, needing only an occasional log to keep the shadows at bay. The cold seeps into your bones despite the heat, a reminder that the night is far from over. The sky shifts from black to a deep, bruised purple, the first hint of dawn, or perhaps just the moon rising behind the clouds. It is hard to tell.
It says we turned the story around. It started off pretty rough. I think we're doing pretty damn good. I think we've I don't know how far the story is. I'm sure this story is pretty long. I feel like we're probably still like towards the intro, towards the like just trying to figure out what's going on. Because honestly, we need to find our way back towards where we came, I believe. So that kind of includes like setting up a ship or some sort of raft, finding other survivors to help you out, gathering food, and obviously defending yourself from maybe other people or other animals out there that want to eat you. So there's definitely a lot to it. Also, something that I was thinking was how, like you said, that we turned the story around. It was rough at the beginning. I wonder if we can survive with like minimum. Like we don't look for food, we don't try to start a fire, or at the same time stay cold with like hypothermia, and see what happens. I wonder what happens at the beginning of the story if you just, I guess, maybe don't make the smartest decisions and you just kind of, I guess, die. So that would be pretty cool. Here, let's keep doing some suggestions. We, like I said, we already did voice inputs and keyboard inputs. We're gonna do some suggestions to speed it up, and also just to see what the game suggestions does for us. It says we wake Leaf and discuss a plan to search the beach and at first light. Okay, to look for the survivors at like first thing in the morning, or add more wood to the fire and continue the watch until dawn breaks. I think. Which one do you guys want me to do? It's usually death, but yeah, I think we would die. But what I want to see is how it like how it plays your death, if that makes sense. Like how it like how the story develops, or like, let's say the screen for like you died, something like that. That's kind of what I was wondering. What do you guys think? Do we wake up, leave, and discuss the plan to look at the to search the beach end first thing in the morning, or do we add more fire, more wood to the fire, and continue to be a scout, and we just kind of watch until dawn breaks? What happened? If I do the suggestions, yes, we have to wake them up, or we add more, or we let them sleep, and we just watch for any predators till dawn. You say number one, so wake up, leave, and discuss the plan to search the beach. All right, we'll pick that one. Yo, welcome in, Hal. How are you today? Welcome to the channel. How's your Saturday treating you today, Hal? It might be Sunday for you.
The sky is a bruised purple, the sun already gone below the horizon, leaving only a faint, bloody glow in the west. You nudge Leaf, and he stirs instantly, hand going to the sea-axe knife before his eyes even open. He relaxes when he sees you, blinking the sleep from his eyes. The fire is burned down to coals, the heat less fierce against the creeping chill of dusk.
Dawn? Odd. The sun just died. We have the whole night before first light.
You explain the plan, to search the beach end, the rocky dead end, where the two sets of tracks vanished into the sea or the stone. Leaf nods slowly, understanding dawning in his eyes.
The tracks. Aye. If they didn't come back, their gear might still be there. Or their bones. But going there now, in the dark? The rocks are slippery enough in daylight.
A night stroll on a killer's beach. What could go wrong?
The shadows are already stretching, survivor. They might not like you poking around their leftovers.
The wind picks up, carrying the smell of salt and decay. The beach end is a dark shape against the darker water to the southwest. The firelight barely reaches the edge of your makeshift barricade.
We could go now, while the embers still hold some heat. Or wait for the moon to rise. Your call, Odd. You're the one holding the axe.
Okay, so I mean, so it seems like the game wants to like lead us to it. I don't think it wants us to, if we go by the suggestions, it doesn't want us to wait safely in the comfort of our like our camp. But at the same time, the only thing I can think of, if we wanted to search for them at night, we would have to make some sort of torches. Or obviously we need some torches. And we'll take our weapons. I don't think we have the kelp rope anymore, which we don't. I thought it said first light. I thought so too. I guess like maybe like first light, but first light of the moon. Because the night does provide some light. Now, at the same time, we don't have to leave our area if we don't want to. I think we can put if we put the prompt ourselves, we can be like, we won't move from our area till morning, and we'll try to survive like that till morning. Or if we want to go and explore during the nighttime, which is more than likely gonna have us get attacked by some predators or some wolves or something. which we can do. There's his suggestions, which is gather more wood and wait for the moon to rise before moving out, or we can leave the fire burning at the heat of the beach. Wait. Leave the fire burning and head to the beach and immediately while there's still some twilight. So it doesn't seem like it's like nighttime. It's like it's going into like that nighttime, kind of like that 7 8 p.m. It's still like not like 10 11 p.m. when it's like no more sun. It's pitch dark outside. What do you guys want to do? Do we want to go explore at night and see what happens, or do you guys want to play it safe and we prompted ourselves and tell it that we're not gonna move, that we are gonna stay put until the next day, next morning? Also, chat, sorry about the clicking you guys hear in the back. I really need to buy a better mic. I don't know why, chat, but it wasn't like this. Like, I don't know how I had the mic set up that it didn't pick up like noise from the back. Huh? Yeah, it's like non-stop clicking. Oh, you're good. Let me know, chat. Huh? Hmm. Okay, let's put our prompt ourselves. I tell thief, never mind on going out and exploring at nighttime, as he is right. The rocks are slippery. The rocks are slippery and dangerous. We will stay put at our camp throughout the night till morning light. We will wait for tomorrow to head out and look for the others. All right, chat. Before I do this prompt, let me go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me like 2 minutes. All right, chat, we're back. Yes, little tinkle break. I had to. Here, what are you playing? DVD? Sheesh. All right, we're back. Oh, you hear me? You hear me, Dad? All right, let's prompt this. Let's go. Let's go. So we decided we're. Let's see what it does. I don't know if the story just wants me to take it a different route, but we're gonna just stay where we're at. We'll move next thing morning. First thing morning. Moonrise.
You nod at Leaf, agreeing that the dark and the slick rocks are a poor combination for a search. The scout relaxes, shifting his position to get more comfortable against the barricade. The fire settles into a steady rhythm, the flames shrinking as the fuel turns to glowing coals. The sky above deepens from purple to black, and the moon begins its climb, a pale, watchful eye that turns the waves to silver. The wind seems to change with the moonlight, colder now, carrying the scent of ice and old salt. The shadows stretch long and thin from the driftwood piles, twisting into shapes that vanish when you look directly at them.
Wise choice. Broken ankles won't help us find the others. I'll try to sleep again. Wake me if the fire gets low.
Waiting. The Vikings' greatest skill. Sit still, freeze to death, or wait for the beast to decide it's hungry. Truly, the gods chose well.
Leif pulls his cloak tighter, his breathing soon evening out into the slow rhythm of sleep. You sit alone by the fire, that hand axe heavy on your lap. The hours drag on. The fire burns down to a bed of red embers, casting a faint, ruddy glow on the sand.
The cold gnaws at your exposed skin. The heat from the coals keeps the worst of it at bay. The sounds of the night are constant. The roar of the surf, the cry of gulls, and the distant, rhythmic crashing of waves against unseen rocks.
Do you hear that? The silence between the waves. It's getting louder.
Just as the thought forms, a different sound cuts through the night, a sharp, distinct crack, like a heavy branch snapping underfoot. It came from the direction of the dunes, just beyond the firelight's reach. Leif stirs but doesn't wake. The embers glow softly, offering little light against the encroaching dark.
All right. We stay put and don't make any sudden movements or noise. All I do while I am watched is make sure the fire doesn't go out while I let Leaf rest. We wait for first thing in the morning to head out. I am alert since I heard branches crackling, being broken in the distance. I am on edge and aware that there is others around our location. I try my best to stay warm and alert. This is good. Calientito, papi, calientito. What's going on, Peyton? How are you, bro? Welcome in. A blood moon.
You freeze, your breath caught in your throat, hand tightening on the axe haft until your knuckles turn white. The fire pops softly, the only sound in the sudden stillness. You stare into the darkness beyond the firelight, eyes searching for movement. But the dunes are just shapes in the gloom.
You're drinking it up tonight in Rage?
The sound does not come again. Whatever snapped the branch has moved on, or is standing perfectly still, watching. You feed a piece of driftwood into the embers,
something is
careful not to
watching
make
us.
a sudden motion. The flames lick up, casting long, dancing shadows that seem to reach for you before retreating.
Still as a stone. Good. The wind hides many things, but it also hides you. For now.
The night wears on, a slow torture of cold and waiting. The moon climbs higher, its light turning the sea to silver. Then, the clouds part, and the moon changes. It turns a deep, ominous red, the blood moon. The light it casts is rust-colored, painting the beach in hues of dried blood. The shadows deepen, becoming blacker than before. The air grows colder, a biting chill that settles deep in your bones. Leaf stirs as the red light touches his face. He sits up, rubbing sleep from his eyes, then freezes as he sees the sky.
Odd. The moon. It's here. The blood moon.
Oh, GG's, boys.
Begins. The night of the wolf. You wanted to wait for morning, survivor. Morning is a long way off.
The fire has burned low again.
GG's, boys.
Just a bed of red coals struggling against the unnatural
It might be like a werewolf.
The beach end to the southwest is a dark silhouette against the blood-red water. The path north to the fjords is hidden in shadow. The forest to the east is a wall of blackness.
Alright, my status is tired now. I am healthy, alert, but tired. And we get a new lore, the blood moon. Most nights are dangerous enough, but not tonight is different. Nothing is like the blood moon. A covered convergence that happens only once in many years. When the blood moon rises, the veil between worlds grows thin. Spirits walk freely, and whatever lurks in the dark reaches its full terrible power. The sky turns from silver to a sickly red. The cold deepens, animals fall silent. Even during the day, there is a wrongness that prickles the skin. A sense that something is watching, waiting for nightfall. As Munin warned, those caught unprepared when the blood moon rises will meet a death beyond imagining. Learning to judge the hour by fading light, by the growing cold, by the way the shadows lengthen. When darkness comes, you must already be somewhere safe, or you will not see the dawn. Well, we're good because we're at our camp. I think we're pretty good right now. It says, I'm trying to cut it back a little. This guy wants a party. Hey, man. You already know, Papa. You wait. Did you have a lot? You took a lot of shots yesterday? Were you were feeling good yesterday or what? I don't think so. It seems like you only had one. Okay, buddy. Come on, Unc. Hey, I mean, you weren't falling asleep yesterday, so that's good. Maybe keeping it at one is good though. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, you had the coffee had you chilling? I feel like at a certain point, coffee just doesn't do much. At least for me. Like even if I'm tired, coffee ain't gonna wake me up that much. I don't think. You gotta be smart with it, true. Let me see something real quick, chat. Alrighty, chat. We have passed our 2 hours of sponsor streaming. If you guys do want to find out what happens in the blood moon, this is a great time for us to go ahead and call it here. Leave you guys in a cliffhanger. I had an amazing experience. I thought it was a really cool little storytelling, narrative, roleplay game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys and girls for being here today. Big shout out to OMEA for allowing us to do a nice little 2-hour sponsor stream today. If you guys did enjoy the game, make sure to go check it out through the link in the bio or in the pinned comments description, or go to Steam. The name of the game is called OMEA. It is a demo only right now, so if you want to play the game, you will only play the one trial that I was doing right now, which was Odin's trial. The game does have way more. I mean, once the game gets released here, it's planned to release on 2026, so maybe by Q3, Q4 of the year. So hopefully, maybe soon. Make sure to go check out the game. Make sure to add it to your wish list, like I did. But yeah, Chad, I think I had a good time. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I appreciate each and one of y'all joining in today to give me some suggestions, some prompts, interacting with me and the game. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time. And again, big shout out to OMEA and the developers for allowing me to do a nice little sponsor stream for the community. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time. Setting up a story for myself. I'm sure that your story will play out a little bit different, depending on what choices you make and how you play your life in the game, how you survive, what things you gather, whether you eat, whether you don't, whether you start a fire, whether you start you could probably play this game a lot more risky. I think right there, instead of me staying there for the moon, the red moon, if I would have gone out and explored, I'm sure something else would have happened. But I think there's a great point for us to call it here to get you guys to play the game yourself. But yeah, chat, appreciate y'all. Much love. I will be live later today with another segment. I believe either I'll be playing with Enraged Underdog, or I'll see what else we can do. Overall, though, I had a great time. Thank you guys and girls for being here. Everybody that dropped a like today, thank you very much. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. Hopefully I see you guys here soon. But overall, thank you. Much love. Remember, God is good. Stay positive. Be good to others. And enjoy your night, y'all. Much love. I'll see you guys in a little bit.